What's going on, guys? In this video we're going to be checking out and predicting which teams are going to be making the winter split major, and we're going to talk about a little bit about why I made some of these predictions. But yeah, let's get right into it. Alrighty, so first off we're going to start off with EU. Now let me pull out my pad real quick because I got all my notes here. So for EU, I'm going to go in order from first to fifth, and the reason I'm doing that is so we don't spoil who's I don't think is not going to make it. So in first place this split, I have Dignitas coming in first in points for the winter split. They just seem like they're on a really upward trend, and especially online, and they just look a lot better than most of the other teams. And honestly, it's pretty much between them and BDS, in my opinion, who's going to be the first seed. And I think Dignitas has a bit more mechanics, and they're going to be playing a lot more efficiently this split, I believe. At least the way apparently Jack's been talking about in his videos. And so yeah, I think they're going to just edge out BDS a little bit because of their mechanics. No spoilers, I didn't spoil it or anything, but BDS is I'm going to have coming in second place this split. Both these teams are easy qualifiers for the major. I don't see any of them even coming close to out of the top five. It just doesn't make sense. So Dignitas and BDS, really easy shoe-ins. And so now for third place, this is where it starts getting a little bit dicey because we've already predicted BDS, Dignitas in there, but we still have a lot of other teams that could possibly make it. We still have Endpoint, Semper, Vitality. Those are the teams that made the last one. But we also have other teams like Evil Geniuses, Carmine Core, or Carmine Core, I don't know how to say it, and Misfits. I think all of those teams have a really good opportunity to make it into this major. But in third place, I have Semper coming out. They looked really good on LAN, and I think they're going to be able to implement a lot of what they did on LAN into their online playstyle because it looked a lot different, in my opinion. They were able to do a lot of their team plays more in the LAN setting than they were able to online. I feel like they were just connecting more, and so if they can transfer that into not being in person, I really think that they're going to be a top 3 team in Europe. And so in fourth place, this is going to come to a surprise to some of you, but I actually have Misfits. And the reason I have Misfits in fourth is because I honestly think that they would have made this last one if they literally just choked. They could have done almost anything, and they would have made LAN instead of Vitality, but they didn't even qualify for they didn't get past Swiss on Regional 3. They just like literally choked, and it was really bad. But I think they're really a top 5 team, and I think they're going to be taking the fourth place this split over Vitality, EG, and KC. I really think they just are better. And so after Misfits, I still haven't said Vitality, Endpoint, or Evil Geniuses, or Carmine Core. And the reason is because I think I'm going to be calling an upset here, but I don't think Vitality are going to be able to bounce back. I don't think they're coming to the next major, so they're already off the list. Evil Geniuses, I think they're pretty good, but I don't think they're good enough, so I think they're not going to make it. And then Endpoint, I think Endpoint are a really good team, but I think that they are going to be able to get beat more this split than they were last split, because a lot of teams are going to know how Seiko plays now, and he's not going to be able to do as much. In my opinion, they're going to shut him down quicker than they were in the last split because he was a new player. Most people didn't really expect much from him. And the first regional, he came out guns blazing, surprised everybody. Second regional, they didn't make it past Swiss, but you know, it happens. Third regional, they won. But this next split, I think they're really going to be able to shut Endpoint down a lot, and I don't think they're making it. So I think Carmine Core are going to take the fifth slot. I know it's a crazy prediction because they didn't do very well last split, but that's what I'm guessing. So for EU, I have Dignitas, BDS, Semper, Misfits, and Carmine Core coming as the top 5 into the winter split LAN. Now, we'll move on to North America. So there's been lots of roster changes in North America. It's going to shake things up a bit, and we don't really know how these teams are going to play. So it's kind of hard to predict, but I'm going to do my best here. So as the 1 seed, it's been rumored, it hasn't been 100% confirmed yet, but Typical will be the new third of FaZe Clan. And so with that new addition instead of Illusion, don't get me wrong, Illusion's really good, but I just think that they're going to be the number 1 seed easily in this split. I think they're going to take the 1 seed, no problems at all. And 2 seed, I have NRG. They could get the 1st seed if FaZe just doesn't work out with Typical, but I don't see that happening. And so I have NRG coming in at the 2 seed. Now 3 seed, I have Complexity coming in at the 3 seed. I think Complexity looked really good on LAN, and they just ended up facing the eventual tournament winners in the quarterfinals. Wasn't it the quarterfinals? Yeah, the quarterfinals on the final day. They played BDS in the quarters, and I think that was just a bit unlucky because they looked really good. And so I have Complexity coming in at the 3 seed, beating out the other teams. Now, the 4 seed. This is where it starts getting really tight because we have G2 who just picked up Atomic, Envy who got Drees in the trade, and we have SSG who is not confirmed yet but is really likely to pick up Daniel. And in addition to all those, we also have version 1 who just dropped Gimmick and picked up Beast Mode, so they could be a dark horse. Now, I don't have them making LAN this split, so we're going to go ahead and X them off the list. But they could make it. But with that said, 4 seed, I have Space Station making it as the 4 seed. I think that Daniel, Reddles, and Arsenal will be really good as a team. Now, it's not confirmed Daniel's on the roster, but pretty much confirmed. It got leaked on Smash GG, and so we're pretty much confirmed that it is. So I have Space Station coming in as a 4 seed in North America. Now for the 5th seed, Envy or G2. Now, I think Atomic is a really good player, right? I think he's probably better than Drees if you compare them like 1-to-1. But I don't think that he's going to mesh well with G2. I think G2 is going to be really, really fast. But I don't think that they're going to really score that. They're not going to have the defense. They're going to be playing so fast that they're just not going to have like the pieces you need to win consistently. They're going to be so inconsistent. They're going to have like the highest ceiling out of all the teams most likely. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. FaZe will probably have a higher ceiling still, but they're going to have one of the highest ceilings. But they're also going to have one of the lowest floors, which is really bad. I just see G2 being really inconsistent in their results this next split, and so I have Team Envy qualifying in the 5th spot over G2. And yeah, I think Envy's going to be really good with Drees. Drees knows how to work in a system pretty well, and his mechanical skill set and the decisions he goes for really work with Turbo and Mist style a lot better than Atomic's in my opinion. And so I think Envy's going to beat out G2 for the 5th spot. So that's something. So those are the big regions. So now going into the minor regions. Oceania, my predictions are exactly how it is on this list. Now, Renegades was beating Ground Zero a lot before the LAN, but Ground Zero was able to beat them on LAN, and I think that Ground Zero is going to be able to beat them online consistently this next split as well. And so I really just have them. It's not that hard to predict Oceania because I think it's Ground Zero and Renegades. One's getting first, one's getting second. I just have Ground Zero getting first online this split. Now, next we have Sam. Same exact thing. I have Furia, and then there's actually a roster change. So it was Era, and I couldn't really find another team that I thought would be doing better than Era, so I just picked Era again. They didn't look amazing on LAN or anything, but you know, whatever. Furia and Era, those are my Sam predictions. Then Mina, Sandrock, can't really predict against them. They looked great on LAN, made top 8. I don't see them losing top 8 in the next LAN. I see them getting top 8, maybe even top 4 in the next LAN. And so that means they're obviously going to make it. So Sandrock, that's an easy pick. Then we have APAC. So whoever makes it between APAC is either going to be Tokyo Verde or Pulse, right? And I think that Pulse is going to beat Tokyo Verde this split. I think we're not going to see Tokyo Verde come back to the LAN. I think we're going to see the Pulse team come to the LAN and represent their region. Now, will they perform very well on LAN? That's, big what if, or a big if. But, I just have them being better than Tokyo Verde online this next split. I think they're going to work a lot better as a team. And because think about it, Tokyo Verde was together for how long before the LAN? And Pulse almost was able to compete with them. And so with this extra time for practice, I think Pulse is going to end up taking the spot in the LAN. And so, yeah, those are my predictions of who's going to make it to LAN. I'll probably do a prediction who's going to win land when we actually know who's going to go there. But yeah, I just wanted to, get my predictions out there just in case I happen to be right about all of them. Then I can, link this YouTube video on my Twitter and flex on everybody. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time.